You're in control of it.
No, she had to hit.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark Jane Austen movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark Jane Austen movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Jane Austen movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Yep, took them all out.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
What's up, everybody? How are we?
Great.
How are we? Happy last week of February for all who celebrate.
Yep.
Guys, what are you doing for
We
leap?
celebrate in this office.
What are you guys doing for leap year day?
Leap year.
What are we doing
day.
for leap year day?
Yeah, 29.
Yeah, the 29th.
Big 29.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have to go on a little trip.
That's true.
We do.
We're
We
throwing
won't-
a
time. You
We're
find
not
a
even going to be in
portal?
the office.
Time portal? You're gonna find one.
What's wild is if we are not home by midnight, we go through a portal. We don't pop
That's
out
right.
for another 4 years.
We have to stick around
So that's
and
actually-
Fingers
relive
crossed.
that day, which that day's probably going to include Dee's wings. So
That's pretty
Not
good.
a bad day.
not a bad day. I mean, if we can't be with our families
For 4 years.
for 4 years, at least we'll have
But
Dee's
how
wing
quickly
wings.
does it-
But how
quick-
many different
Does it go by 4
possible
years?
wing combinations? Because you
You'll
get the
find
ones on
out.
the menu and then you can mix and match.
Mix and match.
I don't think we have 4 years worth. We got a bunch. I'm actually kind of
nice.
looking forward to get caught in the time limit.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I feel bad. No, I don't know how that works. I don't know.
Begin.
I don't know if you get lost at midnight, heading into March 1st. Like, does that time go fast for you and everybody else? Because
I think it feels like 4 years.
you think it feels like 4 years.
I think
Your
so.
birthday is on February 29th.
Afraid so.
How old
You're
are
not
you
old.
when you stop doing the bit? I'm only 12, but I'm actually 48 or whatever. it is.
I feel like there are some
I
of them who
don't
still do
think
it.
you
You think
ever.
some people
life.
still
Oh,
do
I
it?
bet there are
If it was
people-
you, you'd be like
100%. It's hilarious.
Entire life.
75 years old. You're like, well,
40.
yeah,
How old would he
It's
be?
hilarious.
15, 16,
Oh, well, I
32,
barely
64,
drive.
17, 68. No, 18, 72, 18 and a half, 19.
Wow.
Yeah, you could just vote. You vote first election.
Well,
First election.
Great.
That's fun.
Congrats.
I love that. I love those type of people. That's really fun.
Have you met one?
No,
Okay.
He is
but
one. He is
Tyrese
one.
Halliburton's one.
Tyrese Halliburton is one?
Yeah.
There was actually one in my church growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they do that
John
bit?
Motley Sr. Rest in peace, obviously. But
yeah. Goes
Motley.
without saying.
Was it a part of the Motley crew?
John Motley Jr. is a friend of our family, but John Motley Sr. older, but he was born on Leap Day. So it would be like, he's 83, but he's actually
Did anyone
20.
call them the Motley crew?
Yes, regularly.
You got to.
And they didn't drink. So they would make margaritas with no tequila because it's a Southern Baptist church in Hopkins, South Carolina, showed out. And it was, they would call them Motley Ritas
That's great.
instead of margaritas.
That's
Yeah.
a good name.
Yeah.
Motley Rita.
That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I might just call them Motley Ritas going forward.
just to
For
do
what
it. Just to
Just
keep the
sounds
tradition
good.
Ever gonna
alive.
explain
Just
it?
keep it going.
You ever gonna
Motley
I
explain
think
it?
it explains itself.
Yeah.
A couple of things to get out of the way.
You say Motley Rita. Universally, everyone knows what you're talking about.
Everybody's going to give us one of those knowing nods.
Yeah.
Yeah. I listened to that episode of the podcast. I know what you're talking about. A couple of things to get out of the way real quickly. If you haven't left us a review on the Apple Podcast, I don't know what you're waiting
Still
for.
accepting those?
We are still accepting them, including from Indio Blue, who left one last week. This is a fun podcast, but I could do without the bits and the singing. Otherwise, a fun podcast.
The whole podcast.
I got to be honest.
Well, let me tell you a story about this episode, not for you. No. Gonna sing aloud. Won't be funny. At least not to you.
Do they like the
In
rest
Neo
of
Blue.
the podcast because it's nothing? Like
nothing
what?
to it,
What
yeah.
do the what?
The
Indio
dead air?
Blue. What
The dead air part, yeah.
What keeps you coming back? Is it the one episode where we don't do any bits? Do you remember that episode?
Yeah.
No
bit-free.
bits. Should we do another one of those?
That was
No-
the
no bits
Strawberry Family,
2022.
I think
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
That's right.
No,
bits.
they were not happy about that.
No, they
I will
weren't.
say
They
that.
drove all the way down. That's right.
Well, I will say this: if you don't like the bits, I will say at the same time we got a review on the Decom Descendants podcast
Ooh.
that said that Deck the Hallmark should take notes from Decom
Whoa.
Descendants.
That's right. And
So
Throwing fire.
I don't
Aaron
know.
is over there smiling like, it's me.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what to tell you. It's me.
No,
Is it you?
reading comments.
Is it you a little bit? It's a little bit you. Did you leave that review?
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
I would like to take this moment to say
No, okay, so
well, okay, that's enough of that.
we're having fun. If you haven't
You should
listened to
check out
Decondescendence,
if you wish Deck the Hallmark was somehow
Off the rails.
longer with fewer segments and maybe a little bit more PG-13.
A lot of it, yeah.
I think, yeah. I think the Decondescendence is and you love those shows, or maybe you don't.
The
I don't
Disney
know.
Channel
Maybe
original
it's for
movie.
you.
Well, and I think that people can still like it if they don't. Maybe you guys can watch them with us.
You could. That's what I'm doing.
I know
We
that
got
you are.
Smart House we're watching tomorrow, which,
That's exactly right.
I mean, I've heard nonstop about it. It better
Yeah.
be good. I've heard more people say Smart House is the best decom than any other decom.
That's true. And that's, I mean, in March
I'm
we don't.
expecting the smartest freaking house.
In March we don't have a ton of movies to get to in March, which we will still be doing episodes. We got some we're heading over to Tubi one day, and we're watching another Jane Austen adaptation.
Yeah, we didn't get
next
enough.
week,
We haven't
which we'll
got
get
enough,
to.
right?
But also next Friday, for the people that haven't checked out Decondescendence, that Smart House episode will be on both feeds. So if you
right.
want to give it a try, next Friday would be the one because it's
That's the
one
8th,
of the most
not-
popular.
Not the first, the 8th. Yeah, March 8th.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
The next Friday, the first Friday in March. So I look forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the people that maybe want to give it a shot. I think that'll be an easy way to do it. Last but not least, check us out on Philo, philo.tv/DTH. Love those guys over there at Philo, Tammy Philo,
Love
the
that
crew.
TV from Philo.
That's exactly right. And if you are looking for something else to watch, you're constantly going, I don't know, what should I watch today? Check out the Philo Deep Dive hosted by Dan and I.
Something where we tell you what you might need to watch.
We'll give you a couple of options. We'll tell you about them, and then you can decide from there.
Yeah.
That's something you can do.
Aaron?
Yes, Aaron?
Yeah, I just got a message for Brandon from the lovely member Donna Thompson.
Yes.
She says, hope you made it through, Brandon. It gets better as you go. Having read the book helps. I thought the acting was excellent.
Yeah.
What, this?
So she's here for you.
What we're here to sense the sensibility. It sounds
That's
like.
that's from my mom.
Donna wants me to read the book?
No, she's like, it gets better.
Oh.
But now you're
life,
done,
just
so-
life gets it's all uphill from
Jane
here.
Austen.
Listen, I have been a bit of a bookworm lately.
Yeah,
I
I
have
heard
been
about
reading.
that.
You've been reading stuff on par with Jane Austen.
I'm 3 books deep, almost to my 4th. I'm almost yes. And
Did you read a whole book this weekend?
yeah, I
'Cause
did.
last
I
week you
read.
were on book
Yeah,
Are you
correct.
spending
In a
any time with your
weekend?
children
Yeah,
anymore?
what
or
are
you
they
just
Yeah, no,
told them to get in the
I haven't been
backyard?
watching TV at night. I've been reading.
That's
Instead
huge.
of watching
Yeah,
TV. That's
I'll
big.
have the magic on, and I'll just kind of be reading, watching, and going a little bit
With a
little
pipe.
this.
You have a
Yeah.
pipe. I
You got a
assume,
pipe, of
right?
I got a
course,
pipe.
yeah.
That's exactly
New
right.
New brand.
New year, new
That's
me.
right.
Look at you.
Doing a thing.
Doing a thing.
Sensibility or any Jane Austen, I will not be getting to.
No.
Yet.
Spoiler alert: I will not be getting
At
to.
this rate, you'll get through almost all the books in the universe. Probably
right, you're
by
gonna
the
knock 'em
time
out
Unless
by
there's
next
like
year,
a
though, so.
unless there's
Columbus
like a YA thriller version of Sense and Sensibility, then maybe I'd get to
Is
it.
that your genre?
Do you want Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters?
Maybe.
Are there whales in it?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Oh,
But it
Sounds
follows
like group
it's like
read?
Pride and
Should we all
Prejudice
read
and
it?
zombies
Are we all gonna read it?
Man.
We'll do a book club. We'll do the
Ooh,
book club.
book club. Is there a book on tape? Is there Audible?
I'm sure that there is.
we can read it aloud.
I'm sure that there is.
We can all sit around and take a turn with the chapter.
All right, popcorn. Popcorn. Oh, God, do you guys want to popcorn my synopsis? Let's do that.
I'm
That'll be
a
fun.
little scared too because you wrote it.
That'll
But
be fun. No, this is gonna be really good.
You don't know what popcorn
I don't know what
is?
popcorn is.
Brian,
Yeah.
I just...
How does everybody know?
Did you go to school?
How does everybody know about
Brian's
this?
freaking
just like
old, you
stayed
old
in a
fart.
cryo chamber.
You guys all
and
know
like,
about popcorn?
It's
I don't.
when in class you would all be reading the same book, and
Yeah.
you'd be reading, and then you would go popcorn, Brian, and you would have to pick up
Oh.
where.
So you gotta stay on the
reader-
ball.
Yes, it's
Oh,
the way
boy.
that everybody would get.
Get a turn.
That's
Yep.
how you'd get everybody to be engaged
to
and
keep
following
following
along.
along with the
Popcorn.
reading.
Got
Exactly
it.
right, because he never wanted to be that fool that was
No.
like, "Oh,
where were we? I'm sorry, I was just rereading a part.
Here we go. Sensibility originally aired on Hallmark Channel on February 24th,
Popcorn.
2024, and it went a little something like this.
Popcorn.
No.
This old dude's dying. His family's around him. They're all wearing those dumb garbs, those dumb garbs that you wear when you're old or young in an old time. So he tells his son John.
Popcorn.
He tells his son John that he is not allowed to split the money between the family or whatever. So he's going to have to give it all to John, and John can figure it out from there. 6 months later, John's wife, Fanny, is being a little bee, and it's just kind of like, well, we'll figure it out eventually. One of John's sisters, Eleanor, meets this dude, Edward, who just kind of shows up one day in a field. He stays a month at their house. They fall for one another, but her and her sister, they move away, and there's nothing they can really do about that there. End of storyline. Marianne is a hopeless romantic, and when she
My souffle.
and when she meets a hot military fellow, she's like, he's nothing like me. He's in the military. I hate the military.
Palomitas.
So there's nothing to it but to say forget about it. Like that old saying goes. But when she falls and meets a random dude on a horse named Willoughby, she's like, oh yeah, this is the dude.
Darned.
What's happening right now?
That was it was just popcorn in different languages is what we're doing.
Oh, that's fun. Random guy, Willoughby. That's the
Just
guy.
keep up, Brand, would you?
That's the guy for me.
Brand's playing popcorn with himself.
So
It was just something you shouldn't be allowed to do on air, but
Yeah.
he's doing it.
On TV. Camera one, popcorn yourself.
So they do a lot of sitting and talking. They're all wearing their nice dresses. There's a ball. Turns out Edward comes from a fancy family.
Don't they go to
And,
England or London, or they go to London?
I don't know, there's a ball.
Okay. Maybe
Somewhere
I don't know
else.
what I'm talking about.
There's a string version of Kiss from a Rose. That's the highlight of the movie. Baby, I can feel the kiss from a road on Jane Austen.
Dude, the Indio Blue is loving this episode.
Yeah.
Just Indio Blue, I want you to write us a second review, and even if you lower the stars, that's fine.
Yeah.
And tell us,
let us know what you thought
the minute time markers of the things you liked in this episode.
Yeah. And if there's nothing, we're going to assume nothing.
Popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn. Yeah.
Kiss from a Rose. Willoughby sends Mariana her handkerchief back
What? Send it back?
You gotta
Via
give it.
mail.
You gotta give that back.
via
Yeah.
mail.
Uneffing believable.
Yeah. You wash it first.
Sheesh.
Popcorn.
Turns out
Willoughby dirty.
It turns out that homeboy is just like, he's a dirty dog.
He's a dirty
Like,
dog.
Just
He's
always
having kids out of wedlock.
yeah, getting
faking interest, feigning interest,
getting busy with it.
taking ill. I don't know if he told.
Gentleman
Pray tell.
suitor, gentleman suitor.
Gentleman caller.
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Gentleman caller, how are you?
Ring-a-ling-a-ling. It's good to hear from you, Brand. How you doing?
Doing
This
good.
is me, a gentleman caller.
What do you need?
Here at your disposal. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Why are you crying? Why are you so mad? Why are you so sad all the time? You're over there crying. Look at you crying. It's me, gentleman caller. I'll be on the line. Don't worry. I'll see you later. I'm out. Popcorn.
Deuces.
gets
So hey, you guys want to hear something crazy?
Yeah, please.
About Edward?
Is it about a handkerchief in the mail?
Edward,
I will say this. I am Team Edward.
yeah. Here's what's
I'll
crazy
be
about
very
Edward.
clear. I'm Team Edward.
How could you not be?
Yeah.
Right?
Here's what's
I'm not
crazy.
Team
Can I tell you guys
Willoughby.
what I
No.
saw? Can I tell you guys what
What'd
I
you
saw with
see?
Edward?
In the grass?
So he was outside, and I swore
Loudly.
he had scissors for hands.
No.
Really?
Straight up.
So you're telling me if
He
I go back
would've.
and watch it, if I look close, his hands.
Edward had.
scissors.
You're telling-
Yeah, and
Like full size?
snow's all over him.
I
Like he's
I don't remember
carving?
any snow in this movie.
He's carving something?
Yeah, he's carving something. He
Dude.
likes to trim the bushes.
He's got secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Put
Team
him in
Edward.
an
I'm
attic,
Team
man.
Edward.
I'm Team Edward too.
100%.
Apparently, Edward is engaged to a woman. Can you believe this? Edward.
A real live woman?
Turns out homeboy is engaged, and but it's to a woman who is not a fancy woman. And so when everyone finds out that he's engaged to a unfancy woman, his mom's like, deuces out, unfancy.
Is that correct?
Pray tell.
Or is it he was engaged to the woman was fancy that he was engaged to?
And he's not fancy?
but he wants the Dashwood girl who's not fancy.
No, she
No,
wanted to
no,
be
no.
with a fancy boy, and he was supposed to inherit.
Yeah,
And so
he was supposed to inherit.
30,000 pound dowry. That's a big dowry.
That's not her though.
It's like a Drake-sized
The
dowry.
£30,000 dowry is somebody that his mom wants him to marry.
So I have the information correct.
Yes.
He
Okay,
he had a
good, great.
secret engagement with a woman who's not fancy.
That's right.
Mom
And
said-
mom disengages her.
Brand was
right.
Great.
I never called Brand fat.
Oh, come on.
All right,
Going well to be
okay.
in
You're
there.
taking advantage here.
Just for the record.
Well, you call me fat was not on the record. And now everyone listening is like, what? Did you call?
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird for you to
Suspicious.
bring it up.
Brought it
Things
up.
happen.
Suspicious.
Unprompted.
Yeah.
You know
Weird.
what goes on behind the scenes and
Anyway,
clearing my name.
thank you.
Popcorn.
Anyway, but he doesn't like when he met Eleanor.
Yes.
He was like wowza, but he
Yeah.
is a gentleman caller, so he
Yeah.
like couldn't say
And
deuces.
a man of honor.
A man of honor, and he
that
couldn't
didn't
deuce
tell
out.
Eleanor he was engaged.
Couldn't
Yeah.
deuce out.
So
That's exactly
kind of
right.
honorable.
Yeah.
It's like on the edge of honorable.
Yeah, so
He's
that
honorable adjacent. A question of honor. Yeah.
and yeah, so that's
Popcorn.
sad. Mariana finds out that Willoughby's engaged now. She tries to kill herself via walk in the rain. Doesn't work. She does live. Obviously, though, hot military guy, Colonel,
Kirk
popcorn
Franklin.
Colonel,
Popcorn.
is still into her, so they're gonna get married. Then Edward shows up, and he's like, "Hey, baby girl, my fiance only wanted me for my future inheritance, so we broke up. May I have your hand?" She says yes, and now we have women who have come to their senses and have sensibility, and that, my friends, was
Sense and Sensibility.
We did it. You're welcome, Jane Austen fans.
Finally,
Around the world.
finally,
You're welcome. I
yeah.
know this is the take you were waiting on. And you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Deck the
Deck the
Hallmark. Welcome back to Three White Guys Talk About Jane Austen. Excited to be here today.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's talk about the movie, Sense and Sensibility. Straight up, no fancy funniness to this title. No fakes. No fakes. Real milkshakes, no fakes. Let's get to it. Let's start with the hot take. Let's share exactly how we felt about this movie. Brian, what do you think about Sense and Sensibility, the final movie of the Jane Love You Wary Jane Austen edition?
Yeah. I'm glad we made it to the finish line. Though I guess we're not done watching Jane Austen movies. It sounds like the three of us.
And we got one more in the chamber.
Yeah. One more in the chamber.
The double-deckers have chosen.
They've spoken.
They've spoken.
Clueless.
Are we allowed to announce it? Can we? I feel
Yeah.
like people should know.
Keira Knightley-
The Keira Knightley's Pride and Prejudice, 2005.
That's right. We're going to review it on the pod. The double-deckers got to choose any Jane Austen movie that wasn't Clueless, because we've seen that one and kind of done it on Take It to the Tape. And they chose overwhelmingly. And but like I think the next three highest vote getters combined didn't equal Pride and Prejudice. So here we come. Matthew McFadden, Keira Knightley.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
This one, I'm a big Janot head. I'm always rooting for Dan Janot. And your interview, fantastic.
Yes.
He was really, really great. But I was nervous about this one going into it just because it's just a straight adaptation and you hope they play it straight down the middle and nail it. And I feel like they did. Like, I feel like it was a pretty good job. The outfits were like toppest of notch. Like
Toppest of notch.
So like they felt
The top of notches.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
at the notch and you're up there with obviously the tip of the notch and the outfits are there too.
Tip of the spear, top of the iceberg.
They
all
seemed
of it.
like they were almost too good. Like they were really good. The acting I thought was really solid. Like everybody did a really good job. The characters were funny. Like the side characters were really funny. Dan Janot himself, like his character was played really well. Like there was a good amount of humor without them cracking jokes and stuff. I thought I planned on reading this book. I committed to that earlier. I think
And
at the
how
preview.
was it?
I didn't finish the book.
Okay.
I
Did you
not.
start it?
I got.
So it's that good. Okay,
I got about
it.
halfway through the book. The problem is I got really sick, and I was trying to listen to the book while I was sick, and it just I got off track. Anyway, watching this makes me want to finish the book because I feel like there's so much they glossed over in this movie because it's just a quick boy. That I had questions after watching it and things that they would mention that happened, like that whole like baby out of wedlock story. I'm like, well, let's get some of that. Like, what's up with that? You don't get very much of that. So it made me want to finish the book more, which I feel like is a really good sign for this movie. So yeah, they did a really good job, I thought.
You know what's a better sign is reading the book being reason to finish the book.
Yeah. That is a good sign. But I started off on like the wrong foot with this one.
Chapter
I got up
1,
on like the bunk side of the bed with this book. I just wasn't like mentally ready. I had to do it because I committed to it.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the mood for it. But now that I've seen this movie, I'm like, all right, let's finish this book. And I hate to do this, but Bran, gonna have to wake you up over there, Bran.
Yeah. Brian's hot take was long enough that we could probably say Merry Christmas and just call it, right?
I was trying to go short, too. What happened there?
Costumes were great. Performances were good. I hated it. Dan?
Anything else?
I don't want to do it anymore.
I
don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
This isn't for me. This isn't for me. I don't like it.
Fair.
Love the performances, love the people, love the costumes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. That was good, Bran.
I followed along.
No, watching this with Bram was a treat. The movie, from a quality standpoint, is clearly above average for the movies that we get on the Hallmark Channel. No expense was spared, seemingly in location or in costume. Dan Janot, I would not have been able to tell he has a British accent. I thought the cast was uniformly wonderful. I thought it was a really cool reclamation of like doing an adaptation, but with modern culture, and I think that was really amazing and cool. Not for me. I don't like. Not for me. I'm not a big fan of the works of Jane Austen, not because they don't have merit, just because it's never really been my thing. I read most of one Jane Austen novel in high school and never really read another one. I do like commend her like cultural impact still to this day, and I think that this movie has a lot of that. I also think that, you know, obviously this is not the podcast to turn to for the definitive take on this movie for just countless reasons, but I think how quickly they were moving bothered me a little bit. Like it seemed like I think 8 minutes in, and Edward had already spent a month with Lady Dashwood 8 minutes into this movie. And so there wasn't really, because of how much you're trying to get through in 4 minutes, it felt a little bit rushed early on. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. It did move very slowly, but watching it with Bram was fun. And yeah, it wasn't for me.
Let's get to all the feels when we talk about what this movie gave us as feels. Brian.
Yeah, there was a little bit of humor here, which was unexpected with the family. The host had the cottage. What is their name, Aaron? The family with the home they moved into.
Devonshire. Where's Devonshire?
Yeah, where's Devonshire?
The Devonshire.
Where they live. The name of the
family that
Martin Cottage?
No, but the family that owns that, Devonshire.
The family that owns Devonshire in the movie.
Anyway, he was
You
funny.
said a lot of words right now, and I can't.
Yeah.
Doctor
John? You talking
Dr.
about John?
Koodles.
Doctor, yes.
Dr. Koodles.
Koodles and his wife. They were pretty funny.
Yeah, just when in doubt, guess John.
Okay. Yeah, there were a lot of Johns. And
Middleton.
yeah, I think the Middletons. Yeah, they were pretty funny. And Janot did awkwardness really well. Like he was really good with that. He was being awkward in a lot of scenarios, and I thought that was really funny. And the horse riding is fantastic.
So yeah.
Feels.
So much.
Horse feels.
Listen, guys. We've been doing this a long time. There've been a lot of movies where Dan in particular has pointed out that maybe a certain prince's pants don't match his jacket or whatever. Lots of jokes to be had in regards to the costumes.
You mean inventing the Christmas Prince, where not a real prince, even in the movie Ronnie Rowe, tries to make a child's wish come true and wears different colored top and bottom.
Yeah.
That's so obvious we all can see it at the top of Boost Global Satellites.
That's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
By the way,
comparing that to this is just an atrocity.
Better movie than this. But
how dare you?
The costumes, no one's making fun of the costumes in this movie. If you're gonna do a period piece, and we have all seen like Keira Knightley's version or whatever, like we've seen other versions, we know what they're supposed to look like, and it would have been easy for Hallmark to do to not go for it in regards to the costumes, and they went for it. The costumes were great, believable, mini dresses, beautiful, dare I say, and mini top hats. admirable. And so
distinguished.
Yes.
kudos to the costume DEPT period.
Is that all you got, Brandon? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, mine is already been mentioned. It's also kind of a wait, what? It's Kiss from a Rose on the violin. I know this is something that happens regularly in Bridgerton on Netflix. Here, it was wonderful and it was beautiful, and I love that rendition of that, but also kind of sticks out.
Yeah. I'd say.
Kind of sticks out as like, why are you doing this? Like everything else about this movie is very much in a very particular context. And then that is the instance where they're like, yeah, what if we did Seal Kiss from a Rose here? And
I'm never upset.
I'm not. No. I'm not upset either.
It was nice to hear.
As
Yeah.
soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, I'm all in on this.
From Good Witch to Pride and Prejudice. I'm never upset.
Oh, just
Never
you
upset.
see Nessie in the pond there? Save that whole movie.
Beautiful work.
Yeah.
Not a witch, we found out.
Not a witch.
Nope.
Just
Good.
convenient timing.
She is good.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the Wait What and the What the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back, everybody, to Deck the Hallmark. Maybe you're watching us on Philo. Maybe you're listening to us on the way to work. However you're doing it.
Hey.
Let's get to the Wait What.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Wait What. First caller. How you doing?
This is a big.
Hope we have time.
This is a big segment. Wait,
See,
what?
I'm gonna cut it down. I'm gonna cut it down.
Just catalogs of wait, what?
Yeah. Brian, take it away.
Yeah, the Kiss from a Rose was a wait what for me because it did stand out so much. Like, why are they doing that? Like, what up with that?
Well, apparently they did two.
Yeah, there was.
throughout it.
Yeah. There's another.
But yes.
But it's just very random.
Yes. What up with that? What up with that?
The other one I have, I'm gonna keep it to two this time. There's a TikTok or
Save
like,
some for the rest of us.
there's like a social media trend that is things my ex did and I still stayed. And for some reason, this just came like on my feed like this weekend, and I started watching some of these, and they were pretty funny.
For some
This
reason,
is a new segment we were calling "What's on Brian's TikTok feed."
But this was it's things like one of the ones that stood out was a girl was like, yeah, my boyfriend bought me a DMX CD for my birthday, and then he kept it, took it home with him, and like just stupid stuff like that. And I
like on her birthday?
yeah, like
gave
this
it
is
to her and then took it with him.
Like, here's your
that same
birthday
night?
present, babe.
Dude,
and then she
that would
unwrapped
make me
it.
lose my mind.
And then oh, there you go. So watching this movie, I feel like a things my ex did, and I still stayed in this movie, and it was engaged to another woman for 4 years. And I stayed with him out of admiration.
For his honor.
Yeah, out of honor.
Yeah.
So
and apparently that's in the original book, but this guy's so honorable. He doesn't tell this girl he's crushing on that he's engaged.
So committed. You just stay in a relationship for 4 years, stay engaged. Nothing happened.
It can be a hot take, but you're hearing it first.
So I just
Edward not honorable.
Right. I don't know. Maybe it's in the book, but still, wait, what? You got to be called
Things
out.
my ex did, and I stayed with him. Sent my handkerchief back. You kidding me right now?
Don't say it's true.
Don't say it's true.
All right.
I got a couple, and these are serious. What's up with that grass?
No.
There is a meadow, and that
no.
lawn is out of control. Two, that horse is
that
emo.
fertilizer.
I'm excited to see that My Chemical Romance is going back on tour with that horse as lead singer. Hair down the front. When I was
Dyed blonde.
a young horse, my father
think it was bleach.
rode me into the city to pick up some more hay. He said, son, when you're a big horse, you might meet somebody named Rick Dilby, and he'll call you a horse. That's all I got. Dan?
Those are really good. It's hard to follow that. They have a picnic on either the world's biggest blankets or way too many blankets strewn together for what you need for two people to have a picnic. I know we're dredging the bottom of the barrel here. This blanket is 100 square feet or multiple blankets. You need a third of what you have at most out there. And also that horse is really tiny.
Yeah,
and that's
tiny
all
horse.
I've got.
Bye, bye, little Sebastian. Man, that horse has gotten so much play.
There's so much play.
Guys, listen to any other Hallmark podcast this week, please, for the love of God. There's so many.
What are we doing?
There's so many great shows out there.
Sense and Sensibility.
So many great shows out there. You shouldn't listen to us for this.
Decky award-winning shows. We never won one of those.
No.
One day.
But I bet if you were interested in hearing more about the horse from the Hallmark Sense and Sensibility movie, the show's for you. It's time for what the Hallmark.
A lot of minds on those Apple Podcast reviews. This one is.
I thought you were talking about apple pie there for a second.
So did I.
Apple Piecast.
Boy, wouldn't that be something?
It sure would. If you could get an apple pie and plug into that bad boy, press play in the middle.
Just come right out, hot. A little ice cream on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little vanilla.
Brian Guy?
Yep.
What you still wondering
Big
about?
vanilla ice cream and Brian Harold. I didn't see it coming.
Not usually, just apple pie and blueberry pie. Yeah, I was
Nothing more
obviously-
American.
Tell me about it. So you know how they used to dress back then.
It's crazy, right?
Do you think they would, like, if they had to come to the future in their clothes and they saw like some of us and how we dress now, walking outside in flip flops and sweatpants, they would be like jealous or judgy?
Jealous.
I would hope so.
They
Like
may be
if
jealous
they're
of.
out of place and all of us are dressing a different way, they're not going to be judgy. That like they
I
would.
would hope
Would
not.
they be judgy of my Cardi B?
I mean,
They'd be like, you're trying, but you're not even
it's
trying.
a pretty cool cardi.
It's a super cool cardi. They'd probably want to try it on.
What's up, Edward?
Scissor hands.
Yeah, man. So that horse, how old is it? Does it get bigger? Does it get a haircut? How was tour? Like
Does it
lot
still
of
hate its
questions.
dad?
A lot of questions. Yeah, it still hate the dad. Like this horse just wants to live its life, right? Like I'm just a
100%.
kid and I want some horse time. I want to horse play. That'd be better. We'll work on that. But yeah, what's up with that horse, Dan?
Dan, I'm getting word we got to stretch on the horse content. We need a little bit more if you got
this
anything.
horse, is it going to grow anymore? Is that the limit? Is that the limit for the horse? Like I know that like when his hair grows out, what do the roots look like there? Is it it's just they keep
Can it
dyeing
even ride the
platinum?
carousel? Is it even tall
I mean,
enough?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that one. Sure, this
Yeah.
was fun.
Probably that horse is punk rock, man. That horse is punk rock.
Popcorn.
man.
We did everybody. Congratulations. Tomorrow, the way home. Thursday, crime time.
Yeah.
Friday, March preview show. It's gonna be short. There's not a lot coming out. But maybe we'll preview everything that we're gonna do.
What else are
Why
we
would
doing?
we do that?
I don't know. Give people a heads up.
Am I supposed to cream a way home episode?
No, not that. The
Not
movies.
this
The
season.
movies. Like, hey, we're gonna do like an earthquake movie on Tubi. What do we think about that?
We are?
We are?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's nothing else to do.
There's got to
Can
be
we just
something
take
else.
this
on
off?
an
We
earthquake
haven't.
movie.
No, we haven't been to Tubi in a while.
Should we all go to London?
No.
Ooh.
Should we just
Go to
all-
London.
Hallmark clearly knew I was going to London, which is great.
No, if they knew, they would have
Yeah,
flipped the month.
jam-packed, yeah.
They have not. They didn't really do us any favors, actually, in that regard.
That's true. The movies that air are right smack
Not
dab in the
helpful.
vacation
Not
time.
helpful.
Yeah.
We're gonna be back tomorrow with the way home. Until then, may we be the first to wish you adieu and a Merry Christmas. This one.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast. Is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.